and welcome to my show. It's Sarah Davison here. I'm best known as the divorce coach, and I'm here to help you cope better with any kind of breakup or relationship challenge. If you have a question that you would like me to answer, then do email me and I'll show you how to do that at the end of the show. Today I have received an email from Suki. Now, Suki is having a real challenge, and so I'm going to give Suki some help, but I know that the information that I'm going to share with her is going to be useful for a lot of you too. So, Suki is going through a difficult time after her divorce. Now, she's actually gone through the breakup process, she's gone through the divorce, and she's out the other side. In fact, she's been out the other side for 2 years now. She was married for 8 years, and then the marriage broke down amicably. They drifted apart, they hadn't had kids, it was a relatively straightforward split. But what Suki's found is that she's felt very stuck after that breakup. Even though the divorce came through and was finalised a while ago now, 2 years ago now, she's kind of feeling stuck. She has a job, she goes to work, she comes home, she doesn't really have much going on with her life. She's worried, she says she's put on a lot of weight. She tends to comfort eat, and when she's feeling low, and that's quite common, you know, Suki, so I won't worry too much that that is not normal, because it's very normal. We all have coping strategies for how to cope with stress or worry or things that have upset us. Now, I'm just looking at my notes here, and I know that recently you heard from your ex because he contacted you, which is the first time for a long time you've heard from him, and he wanted to let you know that he was getting engaged. Now, obviously, this can be what's known as a trigger point. You know, you've been with someone for quite a long time, you split up, and however amicable it is, it can be difficult to move on with your life, and it can be extremely difficult to hear that they're getting engaged and they've met someone else and they've fallen in love. All the things that I know Suki's looking to do, but hasn't met anybody yet. In fact, hasn't even dated anybody yet. So, what is my advice? Well, Suki, I know that it's a really tough time and it feels really difficult, but I'm glad you've reached out, because there are things you can do to help yourself move forward. First of all, you've got to know that it is very normal to be feeling the way you are. Now, I know that a lot of other people watching this will be able to relate in some way, shape or form to feeling stuck after a breakup. And also finding it really, really difficult. And I know the reason you reached out to me was because you suddenly had a wave of negative emotions again, and you felt even worse than you have done for a long time because of the news of the engagement. Now, again, that's normal. It's hard to hear that someone else is moving forward when you're still feeling stuck and you haven't met anyone else. So what can you do? Well, first of all, what I'd like to do is to get you to focus on what is good in your life right now, because we've got to refocus your mind. We've got to give you the remote control to your brain so you can start focusing on, you know, getting back in the driving seat of your own life, starting to take your control back, so that you're not feeling battered by what's going on in your ex's life, or anyone else's for that matter. So we've got to get, I guess, kind of your sparkle back, you know, we want to get some more sparkle, some more fun. So small steps, really important. We just take small steps, because I know that you're in overwhelm, you're sad, and I know you're crying a lot at the moment. Now, if any of you out there are going through similar emotions, you know, it might not be the same situation, but maybe you're going through similar emotions where you feel stuck, you can't move on, you can't let go. Now, you know, there is a cycle, and I've talked about that in previous videos, that we go through after a breakup, and quite often we get stuck at the end, the final stage, which is called acceptance. And that's where you kind of know it's over, you know that your ex isn't coming back, maybe, you know, you've taken off the rose tinted glasses and you've seen that that relationship wasn't right for you anyway, but you're not sure what life holds, you're not sure what's around the corner, you're not sure how you can move forward and get your mojo back even. So I'm going to give you some tips on how you can start to do that and break that phase of being stuck, yeah? So what's important, number one, is you take back your control. So let's start refocusing your mind, not on your ex, not on the past, but let's start looking at what you're grateful for in life. Now, by enabling your mind to focus on what you're grateful for, and I know I can hear it already, people saying, I'm not grateful for anything right now, my life's really crappy. Now, I get that, I really get that, and I've been there too, guys, so I really do get that. But there are some things that we can be grateful for, whether it's, you know, the sun shining on our skin that makes us feel good, or a nice cup of coffee in the morning, or a friendship, or maybe it's your health, maybe it's you know, that summer's coming. It can be as small as that, or it can be bigger things, obviously, like family members, if you have children, or if you have a really good relationship with somebody in your life that makes you feel good, or, you know, something material even. It doesn't matter what it is, but I want you to start looking at everything from small to big of what you're grateful for, and I want you to actually physically write a list. You know, old-fashioned way, you know, pen, paper, because actually there's something therapeutic about writing. It's kind of dumping down from your mind. Now, this might take you a little while. You might start it, get stuck, you might want to come back to it. That's okay. It doesn't have to be done in 5 minutes. But what I want you to do is to build that up. I want you to build that up over time. So you've got a list of things that you're grateful for. Now, this is a really important tool because it shifts your focus from the negative to the positive. Now, as with everything I do, it's small techniques that we're going to stack together, okay? So that on its own is one. So write your list of things you're grateful for, Suki, and anyone else that this might be relevant to, okay? Physically write it. You know, you could take a picture of it, store it on your phone. I want it somewhere where when you're feeling low, you can look at that. Because quite often we get stuck in that trap of going round and round and round thinking about the negative things. And I want you to physically be able to interrupt you when you do that with this list. Look at it, okay? And then it just changes your mind. And it's all about, you may have heard me talk about this before, dialing down those negative emotions. So even if, like, I know at the moment Suki feels like she's 10 out of 10 on the negative emotion scale, just by starting to refocus her brain on something more positive, that's going to dial it down. Even if it only dials it down to a 9 rather than a 10 out of 10. That's an improvement, and we're moving in the right direction, and that is fabulous, and that's what we need to work on. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, how do we get your sparkle back, Suki? What do you enjoy doing? Now, that again, I can hear people saying, but I don't enjoy doing anything. I'm too upset, I'm too sad. Now, everything that I do is to get you moving again, to get you out there again, to get you rediscovering what makes you tick, what you enjoy, what you love even, okay? I am gonna, as your coach, push you beyond your comfort zone and your comfort boundaries. Okay, Suki says in her email to me that she lives in her tracksuit. Now, number one, Suki, what we need you to do is make an effort. You might have seen on my Instagram, Sarah Davison, Divorce Coach Instagram, I post a lot about, actually this week, I posted a picture. I had a bit of a challenging start to the day and it wasn't going great. But what I decided to do was put on my favourite outfit. So I put on my favourite dress. I've got this like leopard print dress. It's a new one I bought the other day. And some white boots that I haven't worn out yet. And I put them on and it changed how I felt. Okay, it didn't get rid of the problem. It didn't solve the issue I was trying to sort out. But it made me feel better. Okay, so again, this is another small tool you stack on. So Suki, I want you to get out of the tracksuit, have a shower, wash your hair, put some makeup on, okay? Smarten yourself up. For guys out there, just maybe get your hair cut, or, you know, put on a smarter jacket. Do something that makes you feel better about you. Put on your best outfit that makes you feel good, okay? Because that, again, will dial down the intensity of those negative emotions, and it's putting you in charge again of how to control this. So dress the part, how you want to feel, make yourself, almost force yourself to wear something, and I know it's going to be difficult, but to smarten yourself up, to feel better, okay? Then we need to surround you with people that make you feel good about yourselves. So I want you to just make a mental note of the people that you spend time with that make you feel good about yourself. Not the person that you have to spend time with, maybe it's a colleague at work or a next door neighbour that you see a lot, whatever, but who in your life makes you laugh? Who makes you proper belly laugh? You know, who do you know that if you go out with them for an evening or you meet up with them for a cup of coffee, you're not going to be caught up in all the negativity or any of the difficult stuff. You're not going to connect with them on those things. You're going to connect with them on some fun stuff, or, you know, maybe they're not the friend you tell your deepest, darkest secrets to, and that's okay, because we're looking for the friend that makes you feel good about you. Okay, so whoever that is, I want you to make a note and I want you to contact them and put it in your diary to meet up with them. Like, agree a time, agree a date, so you've got something there to look forward to. Also, what else can we do to get your life back on track? We want to start thinking about things that you want to do now with your life. You know, I mean, instead of coming in, a usual routine, I know for Suki, she comes in from work, she sits on the sofa, she gets home about 7 o'clock, she cooks herself dinner, usually it's something really simple and easy, and then sits down and just watches TV until she's so tired she goes to bed. Now, we need to change that up. I would love to see, Suki, you getting some exercise. I know, you said you hate the gym and you hate that word exercise, but I want to make it fun for you. So what could be fun? You know, maybe even if it's a brisk walk around the block. I know you've got a dog, maybe you could just focus on, instead of that 5 minutes, you stick the dog in the garden, you go for a walk around the block, or you join a dog walking group, or you go for a walk with another friend who has a dog. So you're getting some sort of social life back in there. Yeah, maybe you could go for a drink after work with your friends. I want you to change up that routine because it's so easy to get stuck in a pattern of doing the same thing and you can't be bothered to do anything different. And again, I know that is not the most straightforward answer, but I want you to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You know, the only way things are going to change is if you take action, you step up and you start doing things, they're going to make you feel differently. So you've got to change your physiology. You've got to change how you're moving. You know, the great thing about exercise is it opens up your body, gets you moving, you're taking deeper breaths. All these things are making you feel calmer, they're giving you more energy, and they're actually good for your body. If you've got a healthy, stronger body, you're going to have a healthy, stronger mind. So I know you said you were looking to go on a retreat. There are some incredible retreats. One of my dearest friends, Jason Vale, he's known as the Juice Master. He's got some incredible retreats where you just juice for a week, which can sound like, oh my goodness, Sarah, that's like way far out for us. But no, it detoxes your body. It definitely will help you shift some weight. It will definitely increase your energy. Also, they're beautiful places, loads of fun. You meet amazing people there. Jason knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about. That's one idea. There's loads of other things too. You could go on any kind of retreat, a cooking retreat, a relaxing retreat. You know, just go and get pampered if that's what you want to do. But I know, Suki, you were looking into those. I think it's a great idea. Take some time out. Read some good, uplifting, inspiring books. You know, I've got two, Uncoupling, which was a bestseller, and The Split, which is my new book that came out not long ago. Got a copy just here. It's the bestseller on Amazon, and it's selling really quickly in the States, actually. So it's doing really well out there. That's where it was launched, but it is available in the UK. But that's got, it's called The Split. From breakup to breakthrough in 30 days. Doesn't matter where you are in the cycle, it will just power you through your breakup. So that's another thing. But there's also lots of other inspiring books out there. You know, you could read any kind of self-help, positive book that's just going to give you some tools to help you feel better. Paul McKenna has some great books. Excuse me. Loads of my friends that write amazing books about self-help. You could also just lose yourself in some sort of trashy novel, just so that you don't have to think about anything. You distract yourself from the normal. But whatever works for you. I want you to get your sparkle back. So let's write a list as well of all the things that you love doing. Maybe even your breakup bucket list. I know I've talked about those before. That would be a great technique for you to use, listing out everything you can do now that you could never have done in your relationship. You know, it's time now, Suki, to dig deep. For all of you that are feeling stuck, you know, things are only going to change if you push yourself out of your comfort zone, you zhuzh things up, you change little things in your life so that you are back in control. And I know some of you will be saying, well, it sounds a lot of effort. And it is. You have to push yourself, guys. You have to. If you want to make a difference, you've got to do things differently. But you can always try it once. That's what I ask you to do, just to commit to try everything once. You can always go back to feeling sad, miserable, alone afterwards and not doing it if you want to. But we need to start you moving, and it's small steps. You know, we're not saying you're going to lose a stone by a week on Wednesday. What we're saying is small steps. As you take one, then you'll see the difference. You'll start to notice the positive transformations that are happening. And when you see that, that's addictive. That will give you your own momentum to keep going and make those changes that you need to be back in control and shifting through this feeling of being stuck, blasting those doors off, so that you start to feel better, you reclaim your identity, who you are, and start living a life you want to live. You know, we only live once, guys. So we've got to make the most of it. Everyone has bad days. Everyone does things or has things happen which upsets them or makes life difficult and makes life challenging. You know, but it's what you do about it that matters. It's not what happens to you that defines you as a person. It's what you do about it that makes you who you become. So this is a turning point. You can start right now. In fact, you've already started because you're watching the video. You've got some tips under your belt. If you have a question that I haven't covered here and you would like me to answer your specific personal breakup question, then do email me personally at Sarah, S-A-R-A, at sarahdavidson.com. Put in the subject heading so I know Sarah TV is a question for the show then, so I know that. And then I can answer your questions, and I've got a big pile of them to work through, so I'm going to be working through those and answering them in my upcoming episodes. But if you've got something, then do put it in, send it to me on email, and I will do my best to answer it and give you some advice which will help you take back your control and start feeling better. So if you do like my show, then please do like and do subscribe, because that always helps. And I really hope that I see you in another show and I hear from you if you've got something I can help you with. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Mwah. Lots of love, big hugs. See you soon.